Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Sounds kind of weird saying. I kind of wanted to start like a little podcasting, not too heavy on like editing or anything, just me talking. So my first video that I really wanted to talk about a lot is about Cortis, the Put Your Phone Down tour. I went with my best friend at the Irving stop, and I have so much to talk about. So first off, I mean, I don't even know where to start, guys. I already posted a TikTok about like my honest review. It was crazy. It was crazy. So I'm from Houston, so we drove roughly around 4 hours to get to Irving, and we stayed at the Westin Convention Center Hotel, which was like really convenient. Actually, that was really nice because we could just walk to the music factory, the venue, and we didn't really have to worry about parking or drive. We drove 4 hours, but we didn't have to worry about like anything after we got to the hotel. There was also like lots of restaurants in the area, so yeah, it was like its own little pocket. I really enjoyed the venue. So we wanted we wanted to try and get those free posters at the record store, Josie Record Store, I think that's what it was called, but we showed up and they were like out of everything except for some of the Green albums, which we already had, me and my friends. So we went back to the hotel and then we just ate dinner. The next day, I think I woke up at like 7, and then I woke my best friend up, and her and I went to go scope out the area. That's what I said. I was like, we should scope it out. Like, we should just see if there's like a crazy line or something. Like, I just want to see like what's going on and like where they're setting everything up. So we went down after eating in the lounge and we walked around. And when we got there to where the doors were, we saw maybe like 10 people waiting already for the merchandise, for the merch line. So I looked at my best friend and I was like, is it kind of chud if we wait too? Mind you, it was like maybe 8:30 in the morning, and on Weverse the merch line was said to open, at least the exterior merch booth was said to open at 2 p.m. So I asked her if it was kind of chud if we like waited outside, but we just decided to sit down and hang out. You know, we had some tree shade. There was a truck. There was shade from that. And it was the morning, so it wasn't like boiling hot. Um, yeah. And then, so we ended up sitting down and waiting and just like passing the time. Everybody there was so nice. I don't even know where to start. Everybody had a bunch of freebies. These two girls who were like in front of us were making freebies, like little bracelets. Everybody was passing them out, exchanging. And you know, as time went on, more and more people kind of like joined the line. I want to say there was like maybe 100 people, but 100 people plus by the time the doors opened for us to go for merch. On Weverse, they said that there was going to be an exterior merch booth and an interior merch booth plus core zone. And as it got closer to noon, which was like when the box office opened and when the core zone was supposed to open, some of the staff came outside, the staff at the venue, and they told us that what they were setting up outside was the core zone, and that there's actually only going to be an interior merch booth that was opening closer to 12. So on one hand, it was a good thing that it opened at 12 so we didn't have to wait outside for like 7 hours. And then on the other hand, it was kind of strange because there was totally like some sort of like miscommunication, misinformation happening on the Weverse notice that they said. But you know, it wasn't too bad. There was a mom there who was like, she was like, oh, I've been here for BTS. I did this for TXT. And she was writing numbers on her hand so we didn't all like run and like be disorganized for when the merch line actually like started. So I was 20th and my best friend was 19th. We were chatting and then we finally got in. And I already knew, I'm pretty sure like most everybody knew that there was going to be a limit to buying one light stick, and I wasn't intending on buying any more than one light stick, but I was trying to get merch for my friends who couldn't make it to the concert. So I also wanted merch myself. So I really wanted the Martin shirt. That's what I'm wearing, guys. I'm wearing the Martin shirt. I got it. One thing I will say, originally the sizes is medium, large, and extra large. And originally, since I'm on the shorter side, I was gonna get a medium. But when I saw them start hanging up the shirts, I was like, wow, that looks kind of small. So I got a large. If I'm gonna stand up, this is the large. You can't really see it. Maybe if I back up. This is the large on me. It goes like maybe mid thigh. For me, I personally like the oversized, like baggier. I think it's comfier, and I prefer how it like fits on me. So I got a large. I'm also 4'11", so you know. But anyways, uh, so I got this shirt and the tour shirt with all the tour dates on the back, and then I was supposed to buy a Kono shirt and then another tour shirt and a Juhun shirt. And so when I got up there, I asked like, because I was kind of confused on how it worked. I wanted to know if there's any more limits. And the lady who was selling the merch, I mean, not selling the merch, but the lady that was helping me told me that we are only allowed to buy one tour shirt. So you can buy, even though on the paper it has like a box and it says quantity, you can only buy one tour shirt, and it can either be the white PYPD or the one with like the tour dates on it. It's one or the other. Like you can't buy both at the same time, and you can't buy more than one at the same time. And also, I went in thinking that you could buy multiple shirts of the members. Not like, oh, I think I can buy two Martins, but like if you bought one Martin shirt, maybe I could have bought a Kono shirt. But she said that you can only buy one member and one tour shirt. That's it. So you're basically limited to like, at least at the Irving stop, we were limited to buying two shirts and one light stick. And then like if you wanted any other thing, then you could obviously get that. I'm not sure how it was at the other stops besides the light sticks being limited, but that was a little bit confusing to me, and I wish they would have like posted something about that. But you know what? I ended up going back like a couple hours later. It was like in the afternoon, and only Martin and the tour shirts were and the black tour shirt was sold out. So I was able to go back and buy my friend the Juhun shirt, and then my friend that was with me bought our other friend the Kono shirt, and everything was fine. So that's another strategy. Like if you want multiple of the member shirts, go once, and then I think Martin's been a fast seller. So if you want Martin, go early. But if you want anybody else, you can probably like you don't have to line up super early. But yeah. So that was already a good start. And then me and my friend, we got tickets. Actually, we got really lucky for ticketing. I got 1000th in queue, so I was able to get in. And then we got tickets in section 302 for $80 each, which honestly is a steal after seeing all the resale prices even in the back. So we still wanted to try and see if we could upgrade because we kind of wanted to be closer. You know, like we drove 4 hours. We were super excited, so we really wanted to be closer. But the box office told us that they were all sold out. Even like Fast Pass, like Fast Lane, everything like that was all sold out. So we stuck with our tickets. We went back, waited a bit, and then we went back out. And then once we went back out, closer to the time that the concert was opening, guys, it was epic. Everybody was a vibe. Everybody was so cute. Everybody was so nice. I have like so many freebies. I got so many freebies. Everybody was nice. And then also what was really surprising and really funny is me and my friend filmed a video, a TikTok, and we were like, "'Twas the night before Christmas." It was that trend, but we were like, "'Twas the night before Cortis." And it actually got like a decent amount of views. I think right now it's at 150K views and like 60K likes, which is like crazy because I have like no social media presence RN. But so we posted that video, and then later in the day we posted a transition video. And so as we were like, even as we were going down the elevator, walking out the hotel, walking on the sidewalk, so many people were like, "Oh my God, I saw your TikTok. Oh my God, I saw your TikTok." That was really crazy to me. I, yeah, that was really funny. And that was really fun. And that was really cool. It was, and then like after the concert, I was going on TikTok and I was seeing like a lot of people that I saw at the concert as well, that I was in line, or like people were commenting on my videos like, "Oh my God, I saw you at the concert." Guys, that was so fun. I was in a cortis ball shirt, so I think that's probably why I was pretty memorable. But yeah, that was a really fun experience, I guess. And then okay, so and then we got doors open at 7, so we got in line around like 7:10. Took us like we got into the venue at like 7:30. The line moved pretty fast, honestly, and we were talking to the people in front of us, by us, like behind us, and we also saw the girl who made the cortis ball cowboy hat that Martin wore. We saw her before getting in line. I literally complimented her. I was like, "Oh my god, your hat is so cool." And in my head, I was like, "Yeah, they're definitely taking that." And they did, which is really cool, and I'm really happy for her. But she gave us these two freebie bags, and it was like the coolest freebie I got. It's like this little TNT clicker. I'm gonna go grab it real quick. So we got this. It's literally so cool. It's like 3D printed and it clicks like a fidget. That's the coolest freebie I got, hands down. And then people had a lot of like the photo strips. I got a clip when I got into the venue. I have 3 bracelets and all of them say Martin on it. Crazy. Okay. And then I also did earlier in the day, I did core zone and I got kono. I always pull kono. Martin is my bias, but I always pull kono, which is really funny to me. Like I think in one album I got 3 konos. Core zone, I got kono. I always get kono, kono, kono. It's just not a set about. So yeah, that was really fun. I think the core zone was really cool, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm a little surprised that Irving is the only stop that got core zone. I mean, maybe I was expecting like New York or LA to probably like to get something like that. But yeah, we got core zone, so that was pretty chill. So we got into the venue. The merch line, like when the doors opened and everybody was like getting in before the concert started, the merch line was really long. It was super long. So personally, I'm really glad that me and my friend lined up early and got our merch early or went when there was no line, because it's basically no stress at all. If you're willing to wait, then I mean it's pretty hot though. It's not, I don't 100% recommend it, but if you are able to and you're willing to wait, I think it takes a lot of stress off your shoulders. But I know a lot of people are coming from work or school or da 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 da. So, yeah. But they did put like the limits on shirts, so I think the merch was okay. So once we got in, we bought 2 waters, liquid deaths. Then we got to our seats, we sat down, and I was praying. I was praying that no tall person came in front of me, because that happens. When I went to TXT in 2024, there was a tall person in front of me. When I went to Wave to Earth in 2023, even though that was GA standing, there was the tallest person ever that could have possibly stood in front of me. And I don't know if you remember what I said, but I'm like barely pushing 5 foot. Like I was praying that nobody tall stood in front of me, and my prayers were heard. Literally, the 3 seats in front of us were empty, and we're in section 302, which is like right in the middle. So we were like right in the middle. I had a great view despite being in the back. It was amazing. So we get to our seats. We didn't really take any pictures. We took pictures of like the PYPD on the screen and then our light sticks. And then yeah, the concert started. You guys, it was so hype. I'm actually getting chills right now, like remembering the concert. It was crazy. So they come in and they first the lights turn off and then everybody screams, everybody stands up and they're like, "Oh my god, they're coming out, they're coming out." 8 p.m. sharp, they have like this screen recording or like their screen mirroring their phone onto the big screens, and it's them on the phone behind stage and they're like, "Hey, da da da." You can hear them talking. They're just like, "Are you ready?" Then they come out. Jungkook. That was okay. Jungkook, that is a great opening song because I Jungkook'd so hard actually. And then straight after Jungkook, we were going TNT. We were going It's Time to Acai, and then oh my god, it was so crazy. It was so crazy. I got 6,400 with my motion score, and I'm really proud of Irving for getting 4,000 because we showed up and showed out. The What You Want fan chant, we showed up, we showed out, we did amazing. And Cortis was so fun on stage, especially with their interactions. Around the end, they had like cowboy hats that they took from audience, like the VIP section, like audience in the front. They all had cowboy hats on. You know, they were talking about Buc-ee's. I've never felt more proud to be Texan ever in my life. I could see, like, genuinely, it was like watching an edit on the big screen. When they put on the hat, I could hear the music. I could like see the transitions happening in real life. Like I could see it all. I could see it all. And then yeah, it was so cool. I think my favorite part of the concert was either the What You Want fan chant, the cowboy hats, or I think this was their last Jungkook. They told us to all be quiet, to take a deep breath, and sit down. We were all silent, we sat down, except for this one person who screamed, "I love you, Martin," which girl, me too, but that was not the time. So anyways, we all sat down. Silence, not moving an inch, not moving a muscle like they told us to. And they're like, only get up, start jumping when you hear the beat drop. That was the hardest Jungkook. I know I said earlier that I've never Jungkook'd harder. I Jungkook'd harder then. That was the hardest I've ever Jungkook'd. And I was already drenched in sweat. Like 3 songs in, I was drenched in sweat. I was jumping, my phone was in my pocket, I had my light stick up, my arms, what they were telling us to like, put your arms in the air, da da da. I was jumping, I was like, it was so hype. But you know, like it was hotter than a witch's coochie. Like I was sweating so bad. Like my bangs gone. I could taste the sweat like drip into my hair and then into my mouth. Like as I was jumping, like I could taste the salt. I don't know if that's TMI, but like I was sweating. I didn't even know how I was going to survive. After the first 3 songs, I was like, how am I going to do this for like the whole concert? And then I did it for the whole concert, like the whole 2 hours. And it was really crazy. And now I'm really sore. So yeah, be prepared to be sore. My, like right here, by my like neck and my shoulders, so sore. My feet kind of hurt and my legs are a little bit sore. But I will say it's worth it. My throat also kind of hurts a little bit. That being said, I'm going to drink some water. The concert was really hype. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, it's only been like 20 minutes and they already went through their whole discography, but no. They lasted a whole 2 hours. And so I said this in my TikTok video as well, but this is one of the main things that I really wanted to talk about, which is that Cortis, in their Tableau podcast episode with James and Martin, they were talking about Motion, the creation of the song Motion, and how they really admired Juicy J and his artistry because like him having those kind of limits and constraints of like being in a kind of different creative process than Cortis and also having to write PG-13 because of the fan base of Cortis, that his artistry kind of like those limits made Juicy J's artistry shine through more. I think that's a lot about what Cortis was, or Martin and James were talking about in that podcast episode. And the whole concert, I was just thinking about that. This limit that they had on their tour and their concert and their set list, the fact that they had only like 14 songs and they can go through that within 30 minutes. Like the Apple Music playlist for the set list is only 30 minutes long, but they made it last 3 hours or 2 hours. And they replayed it, like multiple songs, multiple times. And it was still so hype and I didn't get bored of any song once. And I think I speak for a lot of people. Like everybody was so hyped, even if the song was replaying. Like that limit kind of made them obviously color outside the lines. That made them think outside the box and like bring something new to the table. Each time they replayed the song, like each time they replayed What You Want, they brought something new. Each time they replayed Jungkook, it was like a new remix. There was like 3 remixes, and then each time they played TNT, like one time they were actually doing the choreography at the beginning, and then they started going into the crowd, interacting with the fans. And then like What You Want, like they were really interacting, like having one side sing the crash, smash, rock, mash, and then they had the other side singing la 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 la, and we became like a whole choir, like we were all interacting. Like they did so many different things for the same song, so the fact that it felt like it was a different song, or it felt like we were listening to the song for the first time, even though it was like the second time or the third time. And I have so much to say about that. I think that's so special. Like as artists, they're really living up to their message, to their purpose, to their passion, to their dreams, and they're coloring outside the lines. They're thinking outside of the box. I've never been to a concert like that ever before in my life, and I've been to a lot. I mean, I've been to TXT. I've been doing Hypen. You know, I've even been to like non K-pop artists like Biba Doopy, and obviously there's like different genres, different styles, different culture, but Cortis has to be like hands down. That was like the craziest concert I've ever been. And you get even more admiration for them when you realize, like, when you're realizing how much they're thinking outside the box, how much they're stretching their songs, and how much they're like pushing themselves to make the concert fun and enjoyable for everybody. It was actually insane. And I saw everybody around me was so hyped. It was really awesome seeing all the crowd come together to like share their love for music, just like Cortis is sharing their own love for music by like performing and everything. Like, it was so cool. And seeing Cortis on stage being so passionate and showing gratitude and being so thankful for the fans really made me think a lot. And like, I that's why I kind of rated, like, on my TikTok, I rated the concert 15 out of 10 because already Cortis is a kind of group who's so down to earth. And like, this is no glaze. Like, genuinely, they're down to earth and they're so passionate about what they're doing. It makes you feel passionate too. Like, personally, they inspire me so much. Them being the same age as me, like, I'm 2 weeks younger than Kono, February 2009. Them being like the same age as me and then seeing them on stage doing things that like I could only dream of has pushed me so far out of my comfort zone. I have done so many things ever since I started standing Cortis because seeing them inspires me to like not be afraid just because, I've it's something new, it's something uncomfortable. They've kind of like pushed me to do something that I'm scared of every day or like go outside of my comfort zone. And that's why seeing them in person was so like, it wasn't like a full circle moment because I feel like my life hasn't fully started yet, but it was like, it just made me feel like, wow, I have even more motivation to go further because I'm going to be a senior in high school. I'm starting college applications. And so like seeing them pursue their dreams really inspires me. Like, they inspired me to work in the music industry or start building a career in the music industry. I really want to go to college in LA for music business, music industry. I've started, like looking for opportunities to put on my resume, my portfolio. I'm helping out with the festival, all these kinds of things. And obviously, I also have to take credit for like what I'm pushing myself to do. Like, it's not all on Cortis, but I feel like they were a really, really, really big part into making me feel like I could do something. So seeing them live was like, wow. And then you would think like, okay, I finally saw them live. Like, I'm probably going to chill out now. Like, I'm not going to be any more like obsessed or whatever you want to call it. But no, after I saw them live, I just like, it makes me want to do so much more. It's made me like 100 times more passionate. You can feel their passion as they're on stage, and you can feel their passion bleed into everybody that was in the venue. Like, and even before the concert started, just the thought of seeing Cortis live, I saw everybody dress their best. I saw so many cool outfits. Like, it was so cool. Like, Cortis brings out a lot of creativeness and like artistry in their fans as well. Like, I saw like the cowboy Cortis ball hat that one girl had that Martin wore. That was so crazy. Like, that was really cool. Or like, even me and myself, I DIY'd a Cortis ball shirt and a headband, and I got like tons of views on TikTok, and like a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, I saw you." Like, it's really cool how Cortis can bring that community together. And I think that's what they press so much. Like, when they were talking to us during their concert in between the songs, they would talk and like they were just showing gratitude and just, yeah, like I could go on and on. They're and like, even though I didn't even do a hi bye event, like I don't know them personally, I think it's so cool how they can just bring together this community of people who love the same thing but are also individually different and expressing themselves in their own individual way. It's just so cool to see this community come together. And I think it's really great because you also, as you're at the concert, they remind you, like Martin was saying, like I've been dreaming of this since I was 5. Since I was 5. He said that, and like it made me like think, and I was like, wow, like this is so crazy. He's like, what, 9 months, 10, 11 months older than me, a year older than me, and he's doing all of this. And it was just so it was so cool. Okay, anyways, maybe that was a little bit of glaze, but um yeah, those are my thoughts on the Quarters concert. And then also, now going into more of like fan stuff, guys, Martin, obviously I'm a Martin bias. Um he came out, my eyes were on him like the majority of the concert. He was so hype, so hype. And then when they pulled out the cowboy hats, James was bias wrecking me so hard because I was also watching their vlogs that they were releasing leading up to the concert. So, like the Paris vlogs and everything. And so, James was already starting to bias wreck me just a little bit. But at the concert, I totally got bias wrecked by James. They were so cool. And then, like, I know I talked about this before, but the cowboy hats, that did something to me. Like, I'm so grateful that I live in Texas because they wore cowboy hats. Every time a K-pop group comes to Texas, I just look forward to seeing the cowboy edits. Like, and then being like, huh, I saw that live. That was so crazy. I got like a couple videos from the concert, but I think the majority of the time I put my phone down. Um, and then sometimes I was also like, some of my videos are literally filmed upside down because I was just having too much of a time. But yeah, it was crazy. My favorite song, at least one of the songs that I was most excited for was What You Want. And I was so happy that they sang it like 50 bajillion times because we could do the fan chant like 50 bajillion times. I swear, like in that moment when I was hearing the fan chant, everybody was so loud. It was awesome. I didn't even cry. You know, like a lot of times I cried during K-pop concerts, like TXT. I cried during Blue Spring and Miracle and da 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 da, like those kinds of songs. So I was like, maybe at Cortis I might cry during Joyride because like that's the song that really got me into Cortis, which was back in October, which is Joyride. And I was like, maybe I might shed a tear or two. No, guys. I was so hyped. I was like in the vibe. I didn't even cry after I left the concert. Like I was drunk, but I was sober at the same time. Like I was drunk on life. Um, it was crazy. And then like seeing all everybody like go get froyo right across the street afterwards, like everybody like piling out. I was able to get confetti even though I was all the way in the back. I found some confetti on the floor while we were walking out and I grabbed that. It's in my phone case right here. It's Dave and Buster's colors. Awesome. It was awesome. Anyways, like as I was saying, just like walking out the venue, I felt so happy and glad that I'm ending my summer on just such a high note, especially because this is like my last summer as a high school student. What the heck? That's crazy. Um, but yeah, so I did get post concert depression though, PCD, I guess. It hit me when we were driving home. Yeah. But I didn't cry. I was just rewatching my videos and listening to Cortis. And I also watched the Spider-Man movie Brand New Day before the night before the concert, so I was also listening to that soundtrack, like Steve Lacy. Oh yeah. And so that kind of like amplified the PCD. But besides that, like after I got back home and I went to HEB, I felt okay. And then obviously today I woke up and I was feeling extra like, oh my god, oh my god. So yeah, I have a lot to say about the Cortis concert. They were really awesome. They were great. I would totally see them again if the opportunity arises. I really hope they come to Houston next time because that would make everything so much easier. And we're also the fourth biggest city in the United States. So you would think Dallas is up there in the top 10, but you would think, we're Houston. So maybe come to Toyota Center next time. Anyways, I loved Cortis. The merch line was fun. The freebies. The concert itself was fun. The community was amazing. I the seeing their passion, how artistic and creative they were, that left a long-lasting impact. It's leaving a long-lasting impact on me, and it's getting me excited for the future, making me realize, like my life has only just begun. I have so many things that I can be doing and looking forward to, and like to follow my dreams, to do what I want to do, and stay passionate. That's what the Cortis concert taught me. I think everybody should go to a cortis concert at least once in their life because it genuinely is a life-changing experience. Anyways, if you're watching all the way till the end, or at least listening, thank you, and I'll try to start making more videos soon. Peace out. Bye.